Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes.
The first place to start when you decide that you're really serious about beating this whole weight thing is to go within. Because the power to overcome this lies inside of you.
Now, the room that I'm in right now, there is a temperature setting for this room. And when the temperature gets a little warmer or a little cooler, that instrument notifies either the air conditioner or the heater to make a shift so that the setting stays secure. And the temperature doesn't vary very far off, up or down from the setting. Our paradigm is the setting about what we believe about ourselves and what we believe we can have and what's possible. So if we have a setting that says, I'm a fat person, if we have a setting that says, I always fail, if we have a setting that says, I'm never going to make it, I'm not okay, or if we have a setting that says, this is just not going to happen for me, then the mind goes to work to produce circumstances that are the coherent or the expression of those patterns.
In a recent study by Harvard psychologists, a group of hotel maids was given a health screening. They were then told that the work they were doing each day, such as making beds, vacuuming, and cleaning, is good exercise and satisfies the Surgeon General's guidelines for an active lifestyle. Within 1 month, on average, they lost weight, lowered their blood pressure, decreased their body fat, and lowered their BMI, despite no change in their diet and exercise. Just by changing their minds, they changed their bodies.
When you're dealing with inner way, you're creating an image in your mind, and then your body must execute that image. The body is an instrument of the mind. The body is like a dumb terminal. It's only going to do what you tell it to do. It has no inductive reasoning capacity on its own. It's a servant of the mind.
You have your body, and then you have your mental image of your body, the mental picture that you carry around in your heads. And it's important when you're working at changing your body, and particularly losing weight, you have to change your mental pictures along with it. This will get you in trouble otherwise. If you've ever had the experience of losing a lot of weight, and then you still feel like the fat person walking around, the reason why that is because you haven't changed the mental pictures to go along with this new body that you have.
The inner way is when you are connected to the power that's within you, when you're reminding yourself that you are already beautiful, that you're already perfect just the way you are, that you can trust yourself, that you are making positive change and you're having fun while you're doing it.
Going within is a principle for going inside of yourself. It may be as simple as going into your own mind and kind of hearing that self-talk. You know, we all have that little voice, or sometimes several voices, the little critics and judges. That's one thing. It's going within your mind. What are you hearing about whether or not you're going to be successful?
If you say to yourself, I'm not going to get fat, or I am losing weight, the subconscious sees the image of someone heavy, or it sees the image of weight. Whereas if you say to yourself, I'm getting a little bit thinner today, or I feel a little bit thinner today, that phrase will put an image into the subconscious of something positive, of something slimming.
I was the fat person in the office, and that was my identity. And that, to me, when you talk about the inner way and changing your mind, when you change the way you think, you're changing your identity. And that, for me, is really what this is about.
So many of my clients will come to me telling me the same story. They'll say, oh, my mother always told me I was fat. I always thought I was a fat kid. But when I look back on pictures, I was actually a very normal, healthy-looking weight. What happens is if we hold an image of ourselves as being overweight, if we hold an image of ourselves as being a certain way, then our subconscious mind will start to organize around that image and create that reality for ourselves. So while a lot of my clients weren't overweight when they started believing that they were, eventually they became overweight, and so they're overweight now.